How to Tech.
What's up, everybody? This is Corey from How To Tech, and we're going to take a quick look at this LG G6. This just popped in the mail today, and we're going to do a quick unboxing. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the hardware of this phone. I'm not going to go into detail of any software. This is not a review. It is just a quick unboxing. I figure I got such a nice, beautiful phone here. I might as well give you a quick look at it before we do the tough test on it and see how it holds up. We got this as a T-Mobile phone. We're going to go ahead and crack it open and take a quick look. This is the black version of the LG G6, and after I was not pleased with the G5. I thought it was pretty disastrous. So I'd like to have a good look at this G6, and hopefully it can, kind of pick up LG a little bit here. Our standard welcome book inside. We got a couple SIM cards in there. Return. We have our standard LG charger, so nothing new, nothing fancy there. One thing that's a benefit on the charge cable is you are getting the full-size USB on one side and a USB-C on the other. On the Nexus 6P, you had a USB-C on both sides, and that was a little bit difficult when it came to charging or plugging into your phone to your computer. It required, if you have a standard cable, it's just nice to have the full-size USB on one side, so that's pretty cool. We do have a SIM card eject tool. Let's get rid of that. And no headphones, which is just fantastic. Nothing like paying almost $700 for a phone and then, just not getting a headphone. But whatever, So let's take a quick look at the design aesthetics of this phone. Our volume button's great, nice, tactile, not too big, not too small. We have our mic down here at the bottom, USB-C. We have our downward-facing speaker here also. On this side, we have our SIM card slots, and this is a water-resistant phone. So let's pop this out and take a quick look at it. And it looks like it's going to be taking a nano SIM, and we do have space for an SD card slot as well. It has a little rubber gasket around the holder as well to help keep the water out. And up here at the top, we have a headphone jack and another mic up there as well, which is pretty fantastic. So nice. You can see the antenna lines in there. LG apparently did not use any plastic filler, metallic, plastalized, whatever that crap was on the G5 on those antenna lines. So it's got a nice curved back, so it feels pretty good in the hand. Good little G6 logo here down at the bottom. Our fingerprint sensor, power button here on the back, and we do have the dual cameras with a rear-facing flash. So you can see this thing is a pretty big fingerprint magnet. I do like the black over the silver, so I was happy to be able to get that. My only concern with the black is how easy does it scratch, and we'll take a look at that in our tough test and see how this thing kind of holds up. Overall, the phone is actually lighter than I thought it was going to be. So our all-metal, all-glass phone. It doesn't weigh that much. I was kind of impressed by that. So front-facing camera and then our forward-facing speaker up here as well. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about specs on this phone. The front display is Gorilla Glass 3. It's a 5.7-inch display, so 80% screen to body. Gorilla Glass 3, I get maybe it's not as brittle as 4 or 5, but I don't know. It seemed a little odd to me. 1440 by 2880 resolution, so that's 18 by 9, so you do get a nice wide screen there also. It's supposed to be IP68 and Mil Standard 810, which is a military standard. We'll talk about that in the tough test. Snapdragon 821, 4 gigs of RAM. You get 32 gigs of storage, which is about 21 usable, looking in the system diagnostics there. So, overall the spec sheet is pretty good. I don't necessarily see it beating out the Samsung S8, but we'll have to wait till that phone comes out and give it a good once through. So let's take a look at the back side of the phone. The back glass is Gorilla Glass 5, so that means it's probably a little bit more brittle. You get a dual rear 13 megapixel camera, so you get a standard and then a wide angle. It does, of course, record in 4K. The front-facing camera is a 5 megapixel with a wide angle also. 3300 milliamp battery with wireless charging. You're getting the USB Type-C, which is great on this phone, which is the new thing. Bluetooth 4.2. The S8 does come with 5, so it's a little bit of a lag there in the phone. But overall, compared to what we saw last year with the G5, I actually really like this phone. The metal feels like you're holding metal, and the glass feels like you're holding glass, and so that's a big part of the phone. Like I say, it does feel a little bit lighter than what I expected it to, but overall, I've got to say that I'm pretty impressed with this. So next up is the tough test. If you guys want to check that out, we'll be scratch testing, bend testing, and drop testing this phone, and we'll have to see how it holds up. It does have mil-spec 810G, which is supposed to be a military rating, so we'll take a quick look at that in the tough test also. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.